Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to today's edition, the first in this new year, 2022, National Matters. I'm so grateful to the Lord that you and I made it to see another year. It's not because we deserve it, it's all by the mercies of God. I am your pastor in the studio. With me, we've got wonderful people. And let me say that tonight's national matter, I decided that we're going to look at one area of my interest, which is soccer. And to help me discuss the standards of soccer in Zambia, I was privileged to invite two seasoned coaches. On my immediate left is Mr. Fiudes Musonda. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, and good evening, viewers.
And on his immediate left is Mr. Chikwanda. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, and good evening, viewers.
These two gentlemen are here to discuss with me, and dear viewers, let me say that those of you who want to contribute, tonight we can't take in the phones, but you can just text. If you text, we can read your text until we have this victory over the phone technicals. So just give us a text. Like I said, I invited the two gentlemen to come and be with me in the studio. Before we get into that, I'm going to ask Mr. Musonda to let the people of Zambia know who is Mr. Musonda and how did you come into coaching? Have you played soccer before? For how long have you? Give us that background. Of course, not forgetting whether you are married or not, because the moment we finish, the other people will say, I need the phone number for Mr.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much indeed. I started football way back in 1966 in Kalushi when I was just a small boy. And from there I grew up all the way to become a regular player for LCC Football Club. That was 1980. But before I went to LCC, I was playing for Young Buffaloes, which is, it was called Zambia Army by then. We are under the general himself, Chinkuli, the best general ever Zambia has ever produced.
Sure.
Yeah, he had the best condition at the Buffaloes, and we were doing so well. So we were brought up from there. From there, I left to Lusaka and I went to school in Ndola, where I joined Forest Rangers Football Club. From there...
You were playing?
Yes, I was playing as a player there. In fact, Forest Rangers were just in amateur ranks. We rose from amateur all the way up to First Division 1. That's when I left. When I left, I again joined the PTC Stars Football Club in Lusaka. Little did I know that I was going to become a coach. Immediately, I played for them for 5 games. I was appointed assistant sports coach. From there, I was promoted as head coach and transferred to Mufuli as a head coach. From there, again, I was transferred back to Lusaka and appointed again as the head coach, but stroke assistant sports officer.
Head coach for
PTC Stars Football Club. Then I took the PTC Stars to Premier League in 2003. From there, I think PTC and the telecoms and the corporate, they splitted and the team was disbanded. And from there, I left Zambia and went to Zimbabwe. That was 1999. From there, I was in Zimbabwe for the past 6 years.
Playing or coaching?
Now I was coaching. From there I came back, and when I came back I went again to Botswana, where I coached again for another 3 years, and then eventually I came back to Zambia in 2008. And I was immediately appointed as coach for Nkana Football Club, which was in the Premier League. The following year we were demoted, and the following year again I brought the team back into the Premier League. From there I came back to Lusaka and joined Sita Lusaka Football Club. It's a big history that I can explain, and we can go all the way. I'm a married man with 5 children, and they were all going to school in Zimbabwe, and my life has just been football through and through. And
so your children are in Zimbabwe?
No, they are all back in Zambia.
Oh, they are back.
Yes, please.
You have been a soccer person.
Through and through.
You sleep, you talk, you walk, you bath, football, everything is soccer.
Excellent. In fact, my friend Chikwandaye, we grew up with him in Indora as youngsters when we were playing our aid football.
Really?
From the street, and we had our own pitch which we organize on our own. Yes.
Amazing. Mr. Elijah Chikwanda,
Yes.
talk to the nation. Who is Mr. Chikwanda?
Well, I grew up in Ndola. I did my primary school in Ndola. Then that's where I started my football. And from there went to Luansha. In Luansha, that's where I started my active football. I played for Luansha United. Then Ron United. That was
You played for Ron?
Yes, that was 1980. I played for Ron.
1990?
1980.
1980.
When I was just completing my Form 5, I was at Impatamato Secondary School. Yes, that's why I completed my Form 5. Then I went to the National Service. That was 1980. Yeah, that's where I grew up and in football. I joined Lusaka Tigers. Thereafter, I played for Lusaka Tigers and as well as LCC. And lastly, I played for Green Eagles. Green Eagles, that's where I played most of my football. It's a ZAMBIA National Service sponsored team. And that's where I retired. And I started coaching. So I've coached several teams.
I hope the viewers are hearing you. You are low.
Oh, am I? No, so that's
so you retired from...
I retired from playing. That was way back 1991. That's
1991.
That's when I retired, and then I pursued my coaching career. My first team I coached was Eagle Stars.
The same team you were playing with?
No. Eagle Stars. Then I coached Lusaka Dynamos. Then I went to coach the team that I played for, Green Choma. Okay, I found that team. It was
from the ground?
From the lower division. Then that's when I joined them, and then I coached them for 4 seasons. And then I left. I coached Livingstone Pilots. Then I went to Botswana. There, that's where
Botswana, you were coaching which team?
I coached Nico United, and then I went and coached Botswana Defence Force, BDF. So from there I came back. Then I coached here in Zambia, Nkwazi. I've coached here a lot of teams here in Zambia. Yes, I'm a veteran coach.
Veteran coach?
Yes.
Is my coach married?
I'm married. I'm married to Maggie, my beautiful wife, and I've got 6 children and grandchildren. Yeah. I've got grandchildren, and that's all about me.
I'm so glad that I am talking to people who know and understand soccer. Mr. Musonda, you know, I love watching football because I grew up under Godfrey Chitalo in Kabwe.
Yes.
And it was just a wonderful thing when Richard Stevenson, you remember Richard Stevenson?
Yes.
He was our neighbor in Kabwe, just opposite, but Chalubali in the next street as you go to High Ridge. And the soccer I was brought up from the background I had, 70, 71, 72, if you remember, when Cabo Warriors picked up all the trophies in this nation and went to Madagascar where they were stoned.
Yes.
And that football, it left appetite in me. And we started watching soccer with my wife, Pastor Victoria, and I had the privilege of each time Cabo Warriors would come into Lusaka, when they are playing, Mr. Chitalo, Godfrey Chitalo would call me and say, my pastor, come and pray for the team. And the last time he called me and my wife, it was when Zambia was playing. I went to Independence Stadium, prayed for them, and from there they went to, I think, some island, Mauritius. Then they went and perished in Gabon.
Yes.
But before he died, in that same time, when the dressing room, and this is what he said, well, Pastor, thank you for your prayers. We are going to this Africa Cup. We will bring the trophy. And I'm going to make sure that the boys, when we come, they come to your church so that you can bless them. Those were the words or the last words of Yuka Godfrey Chitalo that I spoke to him with. Now, from that level of soccer, watching when Timothy Mwetu Awatia Kenny na when Alex Chola kubaki huku to what we are seeing, would you say the standards are the same?
No, actually, Pastor, the standards are not the same. There's a big difference between those old players and our new players, because in the first instance is that the old players had the great vision. And they had the great passion. They liked football. They were eating football. They were doing everything. Sometimes they also sit down and then think at what has gone wrong. But I've come to discover to say, economically, I think we have gone terribly down. Because nowadays, the parents are now sending our kids to go and sell, but in our time, we are not doing that. We're just playing football. When you play football, you go home, food is there, you're going to eat, and you are going to enjoy your game. So we are learning through the street. From the street, when we go to the clubs, we are playing good football. So the passion was excellent from our old players, and the discipline was number one. So if you look at passion, it is got a lot of things that you can explain in it. If there's no passion, then you can't achieve whatever you want to achieve. So that's the difference between now and the old players. If I can remember, I think even my friend can agree with me, when we were at the LCC, we were only getting 4 kwacha as the winning bonus that time.
Players?
Yeah, players, you can imagine. So it was just love to play football. But now the players, they want to go and get money from football. And yet they have got no passion. If you have no passion and you just want money, it will be very, very difficult for you to play football. First of all, it must be passion. Your heart must be there and say, I want to do these things voluntarily and because I like it. And then you're going to do it clearly. So this is the difference now between the old players and the new culture.
They had the passion.
Yes.
And to just save their country.
Yes.
Now, Mr. Chikwanda, would you say that in those days we had gifted and talented players unlike today? Would you say that we are short of talent now?
No, what I can say is those days, football on its own, it was just something special to us young boys, and then we used to enjoy it. And there's nothing that we could do apart from playing football. And this time, the boys have been involved in so many activities. He can be a football player, but he does a lot of things. As it was just football. We were eating football, talking football, everything. School, it's just football. And there's nothing like maybe going to do other things. When you're at break time at school, it's football. Everything that we are doing is football. We go home, you are going from school, going home, something bouncing, something must be bouncing on you. So, so football was something that people, cherished. As young boys, when we were growing up, we cherished that game. And I think we have lost it. We have lost it in that way.
Can we get the same passion that you people had? Can we restore that, Vamusonda?
Yes, definitely.
Is it possible? What can be done to bring back that passion, desire, that commitment you are talking about?
It is possible, Pastor Chiruba, because if you look at our times, all primary schools had football teams. All secondary schools had football teams. All colleges had football teams. So very, very important. If we can go back to that culture of having players in the lower ranks, and they grow through that, it can be better for us. And I think we can still come back. It's very, very important for us to go back to the roots. We have missed the root, and it is very, very difficult for us to go back. If I can look around, I was at Sengarumba Primary School where we were playing good football. From there, we would play Chilenje B. If I can tell you at Chilenje B, we had 5 players playing for Sito Lusaka Football Club, but they are grade 7 players. No. For sure, there was Jole Sokoni there, Johnny Ouma, there was Lemi Piri, all those who were playing for Sito Lusaka Football Club, but they were all grade 7s. I was a grade 7 boy at Sengarumbwe. I was playing under Young Buffaloes. So you could see how...
Serious?
Yes.
That was even before you went to secondary school?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That's how it was. And the primary school level was so tough that when you go and enjoy football there, you'll be so happy. Even Green Buffaloes will come and watch Sengarumbwe Primary School. Because Sengarumbwe is inside the Arakan barracks. So every time we were playing there, the whole Green Buffaloes will come and watch. Because I was one of their players, the youngster coming up, they will come and see me. If I don't score a goal, the coach will tell me, my friend, on Monday, I'm going to put you on extras. Because you didn't score a goal. You need to score a goal. If you are going to play for Buffaloes, you need to be strong. You could see how it was working. So we need to go back to the roots, and then things are going to be better for us.
What about... Rachkonda, I'm very passionate about soccer. When I say that I used to watch and to follow, I'm so passionate. When he says boys in grade 7 would play for bigger teams, why is it that even those in secondary school can't play for City of Lusaka, Cabo Warriors, and yet they are in secondary school? What's the difference?
As we are talking of the passion, Pastor, we are talking of passion here. So it's like the boys have lost that passion. They are involved in so many things. And then there are so many things which has attracted our boys nowadays. So that's where they've lost it. As sometimes you could be absent from school. You don't go to school, but when there is a football match, you are there. When there is a football match, you are there, and then they will say, that one, he hasn't reported for school. He hasn't reported for school since Monday. And Friday, you just go, they put you in the lineup. On Saturday, you are playing. That was at primary school. And then you can afford to miss class lessons than football. That's the passion that was there. That's why you have seen most of in our intake, most of the players were not, they were not much educated because they concentrated on school, on football than attending classes.
Out of passion, you are saying?
Yes, yes.
You see, your intake is like our intake. When we were going in Bible college, I can count few of the people that were, when we began, like the late Bishop Sky Banda, George Mbulo, they were our seniors, then the Malengas, then myself, the Safwalis, Joshua Banda. In that category, you find that we used to go into Bible college not because of money. we were passionate to tell people about the love of God,
Okay.
with or without money. But today now preaching is a business.
That is it.
This is why you find there are a lot of things, and which doctors have come in, they will tell you when you were born and how much you have in the account. But we never had such things. But that said, I want to ask a question and be honest about it. You've had so much experience. My wife and I watched a documentary in South Africa about one team and several teams that were using juju to play soccer. They were showing, with hidden cameras, they were showing players, you know, doing something here, carrying two more Vavika tokens. As they are entering the pitch, they would drop something. They documented that so well that a lot of players, they go to sleep in the cemeteries and they do a lot of funny things. And you remember, I think it's the under 20, there was a boy who came either from Senegal or what, who dropped something in our goal. You remember that? That boy. Now, do we have people or players in Zambia who play using juju? And if we do, do those things work?
First of all, Pastor, those things, they don't work. And I don't think in Zambia people, they use juju. If they use juju, I think it's secretly. I've never used that myself. Even my friend has never used that, because we are educated. We know what is football. We need to train the players. They need to understand what is the tactics, what is the strategy. They need to go through conditioning. They need to know the football psychology. You need to put them through that. But if other people can use juju, it doesn't work. If we were using juju, we could have gone to the World Cup, to the Africa Cup. We could have won the Africa Cup. But it's just a matter of psychological warfare, which they use. And they believe in that. If they believe in that, maybe they think it can give them an edge to play good football. But that doesn't work. I've been in football for almost 40 years. I've never seen that to work. It's a share of wasting time. Because if you do that, that will be terribly wrong. We need to start growing our small boys as young as they are. As before this interview, Pastor, you were talking about in Europe, where they are teaching a player how to control the ball. And they do that for 10 minutes. You just go there to control for 10 minutes. And the boy goes. Tomorrow again, it comes thigh control. It becomes automatic if you go through that conditioning.
In fact, I saw also that in Europe, once the boys train, they train, they are given, like in class, they would say, this is your homework. They would see where the boy is failing. They say, work on this. Tomorrow when you come, I want you to work on this. So they are given exercise, what to do, and he has a ball at the backyard. He's doing what the coach told him. And I think this is why soccer has improved. What would you say, Mr. Chikwanda? Are you sure? Because me, I've heard that in Zambia, some people, they use juju. Me, I've heard.
You can hear that, Pastor. And, you know, it's just the mindset. There are those things, and we see them, but it's just, you know, working on your mind. Maybe someone who just come maybe in the dressing room, he does maybe, you know, just to confuse your mind so that you say, these guys are using juju. You see, then you get confused there. Even if you lose everything. You lose everything, then you are beaten because of just that mindset. It's just, I don't think the way the coach has said, if there is juju, all the teams would have been winning. All the teams would have been winning, but it's just the hard work. You need to work hard and then train hard, train the boys, tell them what to do, then they'll perform. But if you say juju, because all the teams would have been, now how do you play? This team has got juju, the other team has got juju, then who wins? So it's just the mindset. We just work on your mind, and then you say, you believe that these guys have got this, but otherwise that doesn't work out. It's hard work. which makes a team better.
I want to ask somebody, I was in a gym, the gym I was going to, one coach comes and, so Pastor Chilwa, good to have you here. He came to show me how to lift those weights, what to do, not just go in push. You go on a treadmill. So he was giving me the tips.
Okay.
Then he says, you become fit in this way, this way. Then as he was coaching me, then he says, Pastor Chilwa, do you know the difference between African soccer and European soccer? I said, no, I don't know. And I think that thing hit my mind. He says to me, in Africa, we play soccer to be fit. But in Europe, they play soccer because they are fit.
Okay.
Have you heard that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Here, we play to be fit. There, they are fit. That's why they play. Because if Ronaldo is not on top of his form, even Messi, they'll put him on the bench. There, it's fitness levels. And the kind of training they go through, it's intense. Would you say that it's true what my coach said in the gym could be right, that most of our players in Africa are not fit?
Yeah, very, very important, because when you look in Africa, we have got a very big problem. First of all, a player must have the best diet. The diet after training, which must give you the power to train and to become strong during the game. But if you look at our African players, I mentioned it in the first to say, look, the economy is killing us. The player goes home, has got nothing, is going to take only water with sugar, and he hammers that after training. So that will make you become weaker. Now, that brings us back again to the economic situation. What is that team? Where is that team coming from? Who is sponsoring that team? How much are you paying the players for them so that they can sustain themselves? Very, very important. Are we teaching them on nutrition? If we are not doing that, then they won't know anything. They will just go home and hit the big shima with the dry carpenter. Then there's nothing there for them.
Yeah.
So the Europeans, they have got the diet, which is very important to any athlete, so that you can have the power now, as you are saying, and you are fit and you go and play football.
Mr. Chikwan.
Yes, on that one, I think there are two different things. What I can say is, on the fitness, of course, the boys, we train them and then they are fit. But the activity, sometimes it's their activity after a workout, they go and do something else. Then you as a coach, you've seen that, no, we have done everything that will make them play good football. But you find what they do.
They go to casino,
outside football,
drinking, women.
That is what is bad. That's what's bad. And then you find that the time they are coming for the game, they have lost everything. And they can't perform. But our friends, I think, they keep that shape, and then they will keep the fitness until after the game. Yeah, and there is no holiday for them. There is no break. Immediately after their game, they go for recovery. They do the recovery, then they are still in shape.
And what amazes me, Mr. Chikwanda, is that in Europe, you find the team plays on Sunday. On Tuesday, they have another game.
Yes.
On Friday, they have another game.
Yes.
3 tournaments.
Yes. 3 games in a
Three games in a week. Can our Zambian boys sustain that?
That's why I said it's a discipline part of it. They can do that. As my friend Fielders has said, you know, sometimes, okay, we can talk of that, but even our boys, they mess themselves up because of their bad activity. The attitude and then their behavior outside football. That's what is actually killing them.
But can they play, Mr. Musonda, 3 times in a week?
Pastor Chiluba,
competitive at that level?
I don't think they can do that, because I've experimented that myself. When I was a coach, I would play a friendly game on a Thursday and go and play on a Saturday, I will lose the match. Then I was sitting to myself, I was saying, what is this? Every time we play a friendly game and then Saturday I'm losing. And no, this is not the way it's supposed to be. This is now modern football. It has changed now. This is why in Europe they are not training double session. They're just doing one session so that the players can keep their powers in their legs. You get the point. As he's saying, because of no discipline, what do the players do? What they do after the training is very, very important and very cardinal. If you go and drink, then you are killing yourself. Because when you look at training, somebody, if his training is losing water and you go and drink beer, the beer also again is going to give you a very bad effect because the river will take out water from the river to where the alcohol is so that it can balance you so that you don't get drunk. What have you done to yourself? You have drained yourself completely. There is no water in your body. If there is no water in your body, what happens? Your body becomes weak and you have cramps. And if you have cramps, you can't run anymore. In the result, the coach is going to substitute that player. Because of discipline, the player is not disciplined. He went to drink after the coach made him run, he sweated out, and if you drink beer, more water is going to go out because you are always called to the main house.
Patson Daka, Mwepo, Fashion Sakala, they've adapted to those conditions of playing 3 times a week, and they have to travel, they have to fly, they have so. Why is it that in Africa we have so many excuses and there they don't have?
Pastor Chirwa, when you look at Zambia, first of all, we need to have a very strong code of conduct for our players. A very strong code of conduct for players will help you to stop those misbehaving from our players. I don't think most of the clubs have got those. But in Europe, it's already automatic, and when they were growing up, they are always taught to say this is the way it's supposed to be. You are supposed not to do this. You can't eat. You can eat this. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. Other way. So
even their dad.
Oh yes, they have been brought up in that way. And in short, what am I saying? It's our beginning, our bringing up is what is killing us. We don't have that culture of total discipline to do things. We just move anyhow. What is the coach telling me? Me, I'm going to eat big in Shima. It becomes a problem. So it's our culture which is not there. We must go back to the roots and put these boys, and they must have a clear code of conduct.
How do you monitor the boys at home, Mr. Chikwanda? Do you have, as coaches, do you have a way of maybe calling this one, Chiluba, where are you? What are you doing? Or do you have spies who monitor these boys, or you just leave them like free-range chickens?
No, actually we monitor them, but as it is, okay, that's this time, okay, there are phones. We talk to them on phones. Sometimes you find a player is not behaving well during training, and then maybe you have one-on-one discussion. Then maybe after training, then you ask him. Sometimes you find that players, they have so many problems. Sometimes you find the player is losing the form because maybe he has a problem at home. Maybe there's misunderstanding with the family, or maybe the girlfriend, maybe what. So we do call them, and then we talk one-on-one. Then he will tell you, no, coach, me, I have a problem. My wife, we are not staying well. Then you cancel him. We cancel them, and then we undergo those things, actually.
You're talking about the upbringing, Coach Musonda. I've noticed that now, of late, if you check the team in Barcelona and Arsenal, those are boys. Yesterday when they were playing, I saw that boy with 17 years and 18 years. Why is it that now, in Europe, the expensive players are younger ones than the older ones? Why is the trend changing?
It's because our friends, they plan well in advance. They will identify a player as young as he is, and then they will put that player into what we call class training. Now, when I'm talking about class training, they will tell that player to say, we want you to reach a individual peak performance. And when they tell you that, they will tell you for you to pick the individual peak performance, there are these 5 letters that you must have. That is the A, B, C, D, and E. A stands for, A stands for ability. You must have the ability of controlling the ball. You must have the ability of shooting. You must have the ability of vision. You must have a lot of things into that ability must be there.
The ability of
Yes,
coordinating
with everybody, understanding the system and ABCD. From there you go to B, which is the belief. You must believe in yourself and say, I can do it. As a player, I must do it. You get a point. So they'll tell that player. Then they'll tell him what is C. C is saying you must have confidence when you want to play football. Do you have the confidence? You must have the confidence for you to play. If you are shaking, then you can play football. Football, psychologically, if you are shaking, then you can play football. But if you have confidence, then you are moving. You are not yet at the individual peak performance. You go to D, which is determination. You must be determined. Now, Zambian players are not determined. We are going to Algeria, they are crying already that we are going to lose because it's Algeria. No, you must be determined and say, no, we are going to win. And we are going to beat them from there.
I'm telling you.
You get the point, Pastor Chiruba. Yes. No. Determination is very, very important. Then the last one is the emotional control. Emotional control, they must have that. The coach might be hard on you. Look at what we did when we were beaten by that team where we went away, we were given a red card. Our players had no emotional control. Where does the emotional control comes from? From a psychologist. Somebody who's psychological, who knows psychology, who must talk to the players that we are going away. We are going into the bush. There are lions and snakes. We are going to be beaten there, and they must be ready. Whatever happens, if the referee is bad, you must have your emotional control. You control yourself. Emotional control is in so many ways. The coach can blast you. Your fellow player can talk bad thing about you, but you must be strong and say, no, I cannot lose my track. I want to play football. Once you have all those 5 things, then you will move to what we call individual peak performance, which translates into team performance. You get my point?
Like if you have a mess.
Oh, yes.
He's got individual performance.
Oh, yes. Then how many are they? If they are 9, then that translates now into the team.
We have a team.
The team now has got team performance.
My goodness. Mr. Chikwanda.
Yes, sir.
With all your qualifications, you people and everything, why is it that Zambia has not returned the glory of the KK11? You remember the KK11?
Yes, yes. Very well, very well. Pastor Chiruba, maybe it's quite Pastor Chiruba, this one I'm not going to hide. This one I'm going to speak very clean and out. This is killing Zambian football. Why is it killing Zambian football? If you look at the old coaches in those days, Boniface Muto will stay at Profound Warriors for 10 years. What does that mean? Boniface, it means he knows where the problem is coming from. Is it on the left back or on the right back? But the modern football in Zambia now, a coach stays there for 4 months, is fired. You bring another player, another coach. If you bring another coach, what are you talking about? The coach who was left now was teaching the players to play 3-5-2 formation. The one was coming now saying 4-4-2 formation, and I want you to play direct football. You know what is direct football? Goalkeeper to number two, straight, long one to the 18, so that we can be able to score. Meanwhile, the coach who was left was teaching those players continental football, to knock the ball around and then we move. So if you brand that and you mix them, the players are getting confused. So it's very difficult for us to go back there. We must start having patience. I think Chikwanda must come in.
Yeah, I think on that one is inconsistency.
But what you have said now makes sense about Chikwanda. Because you know, Godfrey Chitalu played for Cabo Warriors and he became coach. He never moved to anywhere until they took him to national service.
National team.
National team, yes.
National team.
That is a very valid point.
We are lacking consistency in our doing of things. Even the way we are organizing the boys, you know, sometimes you change the team in 3 games, you change the team, you know, completely in all the 3 games, different players, different team. So there's no consistency. That way we can't go anywhere.
The boys are not knowing
they are not knowing each other. You know, the other day this one plays with this one, the other game this one plays with this one, then it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem, especially at a national team.
You know, there's one game I saw. What's Ron United?
Yeah,
they were playing Cabo Warriors.
Okay.
Vakabushi valete amurone.
Kaushi was playing for Blackpool.
Blackpool. I saw Neko Adina Vachola.
Yes.
Alex Chola.
Alex Chola also, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was Ron. You know, the way they were coordinating those people. I remember number 7. Mamdala Baselwa Bola Alex Chola. Very pianga fiama defenders. Then Vaisa Butukapamo. He stepped on the ball. That has never left me. He stepped on the ball, back heel, and he continued running. I'm a defender now,
Oh, yeah.
and another one picked up the ball. That goal in Cabo Warriors, I've never forgotten it. He didn't even look behind to say who is God. It's like about issue, and they would read one another that Fidia, Kamukong, or Kambutukiro. But like you are saying, Mr. Chikwanda, there is no coordination now.
No. Because of inconsistency. Yeah, they are not playing together for a long time. Yeah, so that is becoming even a problem for a coach, you know, to make a solid team.
How long does it take to grow a team?
Well, it takes time. It takes time, and it takes to be together, to bond. Yeah, you need to bond and then be together for some time. Then play so many games as a team, as one team. Then that's how you become one. Then you know each other. Like the way you are talking of Alex Chola, and maybe so to say, those days Alex Chola and Peter Kaumba. When Alex Chola starts running, Peter Kaumba, or Mr. Peter Kaumba starts running, but Alex Nshinavisho by Peter Kaumba. He will just push the ball there, and then Peter Kaumba will find it. Because they stayed together and they played together for a longer time. But this time now, you know, it's like trials every game.
In fact, Pastor Chiruba, they say to know a coach, to know a good coach, it's time. How can you know a good coach in 6 months? No, it's not possible. 3 months, a coach is fired. How do you know that is a good coach?
And that happens in Africa, in Zambia?
Yes.
You fire a coach within 3 months, 6 months?
Even 2 months. Some of us who have been fired in 2 months.
Pastor Chiruba, if you look at Europe, a coach's Europe contract, what is it? 6 years contract.
Yes.
Imagine if you are given 6 years and then you fail. Then you must surrender and say, yes, then I'm bad.
And if you are fired like they fired the man you coach, Sosha, they will pay you for 6 years.
Whatever is there.
My goodness. I'm not going to go to Faz area because Faz, from the time I've known the management of Faz, sometimes it becomes political, sometimes it becomes academic. I'm not going to go there, but let's just concentrate. If there are players out there watching the 2 seasoned coaches, what would be your recommendation to the administrators or the owners of the football teams? What would be your recommendation to say, give a coach a chance to prove himself? What period would you attach to it? Not necessarily 6 years.
No, yes.
What?
Definitely 3 years is the best. If you give a coach 3 years, then that will be fine. Because first year is going to stabilize the team. The second year, you try now to start challenging. Okay, but you can't challenge for championship in the second year. Third year, then you might win the championship. Pastor Chiruba, when I was at Incana Football Club, I was fired when I took the team to the Premier League. Then I told them, you're not going to win the championship in next year. You win the championship after 4 years. And for sure, they won the championship after 4 years. Because I've got vast experience. Because I understand, I know how you can build a team and to reach there. And for sure, Ghana won its first championship when they came from Division 1 to Premier League after 4 years. So you need to have time. You need to have patience. Our officials must have that patience of saying, this is a coach that we have hired, and in Europe they say, when you hire a coach, you must accept to go up with him and go down with him. But in Zambia, they don't want to go down with you. They want to go up with you.
They want you to be up.
Yes, and then they are with you.
If you go down,
you go down on your own.
On your own.
Amen, yes. That is wrong. You need to work together as a team. You need to have what we call technical meetings so that you are moving together. The officials must ask you, what is going wrong? Your goalkeeper is not be able to punch. He must be able to punch. I was in Zimbabwe. You go for a technical meeting, they'll tell you your keeper is not punching. The next meeting, he doesn't punch, they will come back to you again. Again, he's failing to punch. That is a coaching problem.
To punch like
punching the ball. Yes, punching the ball. That is, they'll now tell you that is a coaching problem. What do you want? We are giving you another goalkeeper. They find you a goalkeeper, they give it to you. And the goalkeeper is failing to do the same. Then they'll fire you. They know now, this is a coaching job. You're failing to coach. Because the first goalkeeper, you failed to coach him, or brought you another one, you failed to coach him. But in Zambia, it's not like that. They don't even discuss about the player who didn't play well. All they discuss is about the coach. Look at this coach, we are losing again. No. Look around, you are there, an official, you are watching the game. The number 3 was not playing well. What is his problem? Talk to him. If he fails, then you must look for better players. That's what they say. If it's not working out, look for better players. Then those better players are going to deliver. And high quality player plays according to instruction. So if you don't have an high quality player in the team, what do you expect the coach to win? He can't win. He needs to have high quality players.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, you are following us, and I am going to ask that you get your text messages ready and you send them to the studio. I'll ask my director to just give the number for the text, not for the phone, because we have a technical challenge, and just give us your text messages, and these people will be able to answer. They will be able to make a comment, and if you have a suggestion or contribution, please send it. But before my director, just give me one number to scroll just for the text messages. 0962965883, to just keep it there so that it starts scrolling, and we will get to the text messages shortly. I want to ask a question. Zambia is faced with economic hardships. The time you were playing soccer, you remember that there were mines that were sponsoring heavily. They didn't look at, they would give you this, they would give you that, oranges, what. But now you have sponsors who buy to tenakandolo. As you go pabas vachemulele tute nga tulefika kulia mkwata maka, that kind of thing. Cabo Warriors was sponsored by Zambia Railways. Everything was catered for. Don't you think that due to lack of proper sponsorship also has taken the quality of Zambian soccer down?
Yeah, especially the past 3 years, three years or so, there has been this, the campaigns have fallen, and again this COVID also came in, and then there has been this retrenchments of whatever, companies not having enough money to sponsor the teams. So it has been actually the past 2-3 years, it has been hectic in terms of, we have seen like a team like in Akambala, Zambia Sugar Company, you know, they disbanded the team because of, you know, I don't know if it was funding or the company thought they couldn't manage. But all in all, sponsorship for now is actually most of the teams are struggling. So to say, most of the teams are struggling. So it's just maybe it's the love of the game. Yes.
Ramson and Chikwanda, I heard you say that during the time you were playing at home, when you were boys and all this, you spoke football, you discussed football, you acted football. Like you said, you were getting paid for kwacha when you were playing. In the economical hardships, how do you bring the motivation to motivate the boys? To say, okay, guys, under the circumstances, let's go and die a little there. Let's perform. Let's do what we can. In future, we will be good tomorrow. What would you say to motivate?
Very important, Pastor Chiluba. You know, it's important to have a culture and say, this is my Zambia. You must feel proud of your club, if it's a club level. If it's a national team, you must feel proud to just put on that jersey and say, let me do ABCD. Okay. Apart from that, Pastor Chiluba, you have mentioned that those days there were mines and what have you. If you look at those days and look at all the teams that we had, they had very good players in every team that you are seeing. If you look at Green Buffaloes, if I can mention Green Buffaloes, that almost 7 players for the national team. Cabo Warriors, 7 players national team. Rohn United, 4 players national team. Power Dynamos, 5 players national team. Mufulira Wanderers, 8 players. In Ghana, 9 players going for the national team. The coach was having a lot of problems, but it was Buserik. He was very clever. He would pick the cream and they will move. But I think because of the economic problem which has come now, I think people must go back to the old roots. Sometimes if things are not working, you look back and say, what was happening? Why did we succeed? We succeeded, Pastor Chiluba, because we were being employed as players. I play for Nkana Football Club, I'm working for the mines, I'm getting credit for money. I go for training around 16 hours after I knock off. That's what we are doing ourselves. That if that comes, every player will be secured. Every player is going to have the money. But now, if a player is not in the team, for example, a team has got 40 players, only 18 players or 20 players goes into camp. And if you are not in camp and you are not playing, you are not going to get that allowance. And if you look at the salary, maybe the salary is very little. But those days, we were secured to say, you are working for this company. For example, when I came from Forest Rangers, when I went to Forest Rangers, I was employed as a mechanical shop clerk. I worked there for 6 years. When I came back, when I joined PT Sisters, I was also employed again. While I was playing football, while I was promoted again. I was secured at home. I had no problems of the diet you were talking about because I was being paid. Now, if I'm being paid, I'll be very happy about my company, which is PTC. So when I put on that jersey for PTC, I become proud. When I become proud in my PTC team, what does that translate to? It goes to the national team. If I happen to be picked to the national team, I've got the same passion that I have for my club level, which means even Zambia must be in my heart when I'm picked at the national team level. Then I'm going to play well. So sometimes we need to look back and say, no, let's try and see what we can do. Let's go back to the old ways where we had the players being employed by companies and they were on training at 16 hours. After all, football has changed now. Modern football, you only train once. And I think it can work wonders for us.
Pastor, but looking at things now, the way I have seen things, some clubs, the players now, those days we used to be employed. If you are playing for Green Eagles, you'll be a soldier. Yeah, you become a serviceman. And
like Christopher Katongo.
Yeah. When you are playing for a certain team like Strike Rovers, those days, you are employed by what? Strike Rovers was under. It was under what? Is the company which was producing
cooking oil.
So rope, yes.
Rope,
So those they were employed, but these days the players are on contracts. They are on contracts. You know, they are finding sometimes difficult. Sometimes they are working maybe 3 months without getting their salaries. Yeah, this is the challenge that they are facing these days. So it's different from the way we were as. We were employed by the company and then getting paid every month. Yeah, but this time it's a contract and then sometimes money is difficult for the club to find money to pay the players. Yeah, that's why you are seeing some teams are falling because of financial problem.
There's another angle to it, my dear coaches. While we lived in a time like Vachitalu, your time, when you'd be paid 200 kwacha, this time it's a normal standard. I was reading on the internet the other week. In Europe, if a boy breaks through, they go into Europe. The list in those good teams, like Arsenal or what, the least salary a person can get is about £65,000 per week. £65,000. That's a lot of money. Now, do you take time as coaches to say, look guys, we are going in the thick forest. We don't have the bazookas and all this. But in the forest, there are snakes. In the forest, there are leopards, lions, and hyenas. When we sleep carelessly, especially you from Chipata who like snoring, you may be picked by one hyena. Once you tell those boys the dangers, you also tell them that, however, should we kill a buffalo, we'll feed the whole village.
Yes.
Should we kill a buffalo, this is the cost of a buffalo. Have you begun telling the boys to say that money, I mean, soccer now, it is not just passion, but it's business.
Oh, yes.
Big business. Have you started?
No, we've been doing that, and we have done that. If you look at Tinkana, when I was at Tinkana, I'll give you a very good example. There was no money. Mupana had pulled out. And the Evans Kangwa, the Sate, those boys that were under me.
Sate, you coached them?
Yes. They were just getting 100 kwacha. Sate was only 16 years old, and the Evans Kangwa was also 16 years old when I got them. But I was telling them, look, there is no money here, but the money is there. Play well here, you go to the national team, and then you go out, then you're going to find money. Very, very important for the players to understand. Yeah. But you see, why are our friends in Europe, they are okay? Because they market the soccer there very well. We are way behind. We can't market Zambian football. What is the problem? The problem is we can't knock at these companies. We need people who are brave to go and knock. Look, they have gotten 1 cup in Zambia. How? No. In the
We
time,
have got 1 cup?
Yes. In the time of Tomo Mtini, we had Chibuku Cup, Challenge Cup, Independence Cup, Shell PP. We had Heroes and Unity. Yes. But we have gotten 1 cup where we are fighting only one. How does it become better? This is why even the coaches have been fired. Because the coach hasn't brought in any silverware.
What cup is that?
It's Absa now.
Absa.
We have gotten 1. But if we, at that time we had a lot
For
of
the
cups.
nation?
For the nation. We had so many cups. If I don't win 1 cup, I don't win the championship, I bring Heroes and Unity. I'll be saved by winning the Heroes and Unity. The chairman will say, no, he has done well. He won us a cup. But now, if you are not in the top 8, you are not going to play in that.
But in the 70s when Chital was playing, there were several
cups.
cups.
This is what we are talking about. We need the
Shield Cup, whatever cup.
We need the marketing minds to go to the companies and say, we are going to market your company. Please bring this cup for the Division 1 team. Please do ABCD. Then if it goes that way, things are going to improve. This is why our friends are getting too much money, because there are companies there which have been advertised by those clubs.
Now this is the government aware that we only have 1 cup in Zambia?
They know.
Is the government aware?
They know. They are seeing what we are doing, and yeah, they know. They know that we have only Absa Cup. Yeah. As it is right now, well, you've talked of the motivating the boys. Yes, we normally, Pastor, we normally talk to the boys, and when things are not going on well, especially when finances are down, yeah, we encourage them to say, no, you work and then things will come. Better things will come.
Oh yeah.
So it's not that we just sit and watch them, you know. No, we talk to them, we counsel them, and then we do all those. As coaches, we go under, you know, a lot of stress, and which even maybe some officials, they just come and see the boys, then they go. But the ones who are, it's like a mother at home. A father can leave the house, then he leaves the children with the mother. Even if there is nothing to eat, the mother will just be saying, no, I'll cook something for you, ABC, just to strengthen them. No, she goes maybe to the friends, maybe to the neighbors to ask for sugar or whatever. But it's not that we just stay and we watch them languishing like that, or maybe we counsel them, we talk to them. Us, we are fathers, we are the parents for the players. Even when things are not moving well for the club, it's us to boost their morale, to encourage them.
But I'll tell you also one thing, coaches. My director, please put that number there. God willing, I want us to have at least an hour of people interacting with us. I'll tell you one problem which you may not be aware of. I know you are aware of it, but to what extent, Mr. Msonda, you may not know. One of the biggest problems for the standards of soccer in our nation come from us parents.
Okay.
Because I'll tell you what, God has blessed my wife and I, children. If I don't plan for my children, you say I'm a pastor.
Oh yeah.
And of the 4 children God has given us, no one is a pastor there. Nobody has decided to say, I'm going to be pastor. We are still praying for them. Should the Lord give them grace, all of them to become pastors, so be it. Your nephew, Mr. Chikwanda, our son Michael, you saw how we brought him in golf.
Yes.
That was not the work of ZGU, Zambia Golf Union. No. My wife and I said we want this boy to play international golf. He played California, British, Canada. Where did we take him? And not even one Ngwe came from ZGU. But it was our determination as parents to say we want this young man, because he's got passion for golf, to go for it.
Oh, yes.
You see? So there are parents who discourage their children. And there are parents who have no vision. And so they are like some parents who say, Kabia ku school. But teacher, you mwana mule, work on this child. Kunga ndatomfa. Here at school, can that work by himself?
No, it's very difficult.
At home is a monster and a demon.
Oh yes.
Then you are trusting that same child for the teacher to work on. He's on drugs, he doesn't hear. How?
It's very, very difficult for sure. Very, very difficult. I think parents must encourage their children to take whatever field they think they like. Then they will prosper, because they have got passion for that. And we need that encouragement from our parents. Our parents, they could allow us to go and play the whole day playing football. Yeah.
So, parents, problem number 1. Number 2, government. I cannot excuse government, Mr. Chikwanda, because any government should have a vision for its people. Okay? Not just soccer. There is swimming, there is tennis. Look at you. Can we even be proud that Zambia produced Matete? Did Zambia pour in the money for Matete to be what he became?
He was pushing on his own.
He was pushing on his own. Those are individual talents. But where is the national vision to say, we are going to do this? Let me give you if I was president of Zambia, not the president of FAS, I'm just giving you an example. Vamsonda, we only have 11 boys on the pitch. Hello, Papa bench in for substitute.
It's 8.
Huh?
8.
8. You're allowed to substitute 8.
No, it's 5, but there are 8 there.
There are 8. But you have 5. Who can?
Because of COVID now. Eh?
Yes, it's 5.
Okay.
It's 5.
Let's have, you have 11 plus 5. Or let's put 8.
8 options.
That's 9.
Yeah.
19. So let's take 20.
18.
Okay.
18.
18.
Normally they are 18.
They're 18.
Or 11 plus.
Yeah.
Okay. 18. This is how my mind thinks. If the government said we are going to bring in one child, we will put aside in our January budget $125,000 US, and we are going to take this child to grow up in Spain or in Brazil, 125,000 per year, and you say we are taking this child for 3 years, it gives you $375,000 per one child. You are producing the Iniesta of Zambia. Okay? Now this times, say 36, to say there are 2 teams, 18, 18, 36, times 36. The government will only pay $13.5 million in 3 years. What is $13.5 million in the light of what people like? Because soccer unites people, whether you like it or not. In the stadium, there is no tribalism. There is no political cadre there. We all shout
and we are moving here.
Why not say we are going to produce 2 national teams, experienced boys, some are in Spain, some are in Brazil or Sweden, and just pay $13 million in 3 years. Is this a big investment for the nation? Surely not.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. This is important, Pastor Chiruba, because when you look at this critically, all those former ministers of sports, they don't put a punch. There must be a punch. I'm happy the new minister of sports has appointed Galusha Wadi in that area.
Galusha Wadi has been appointed?
Yes, the director of sports for National Sports Council.
Oh.
This is very important, although it's now in football. But why can't we do the same on Matete, so that it takes the authority there? Why can't we do something again to another
in golf?
In golf, so that we have with those areas. Once we have that, then we're going to be warm and dry. In Zambia, we've got so many coaches around who are just sitting idle. Why can't we say per each primary school we are sending in one senior coach to coach the youngsters football? And coaching, those previous years we had the sports teacher who was doing the training of various sports. So if we go in that direction, then we are investing. It's a brilliant idea that we are talking about. But I think the minister currently has done well in football-wise, but he must also look at other areas where he must employ others again into that field. Perhaps as Galusha Wadi, director of sports, he must be given a task to say now, can we now look for people who can be able to start coaching these other sports so that we are able to move and make an improvement.
That is awesome. Mr. Director, we'll take a short break. Please give me the clip of the Camnet Stars, Camnet Academy, Soccer Academy. Give me that clip. After that, I will discuss with this man about the same Camnet Stars Academy. And please open up the line immediately after the clip. Let's discuss together. Thank you.
Are you a young talented football player? Unlock your international future potential of greatness in soccer. Zambia's greatest soccer talent that the world has been waiting for is about to be revealed. Join young and gifted football players through Camnet Soccer Academy. There will be trials and selection of potential players. Trials to be conducted on 8th January 2022. Camnet Soccer Academy is looking for 2 categories, namely under 16 and under 18. Don't miss this opportunity of a lifetime. Time 08 hours to 16 hours. Venue Kablonga Boys Secondary School. Parents, bring and support your children. Are you a young talented football player? Unlock your international future potential of greatness in soccer. Zambia's greatest soccer talent that the world has been waiting for is about to be revealed. Join young and gifted football players through Camnet Soccer Academy. There will be trials and selection of potential players. Trials to be conducted on 8th January 2022. Camnet Soccer Academy is looking for 2 categories, namely under 16 and under 18. Don't miss this opportunity of a lifetime. Time 08 hours to 16 hours. Venue Kablonga Boys Secondary School. Parents, bring and support your children. Becoming big and better. You can now watch Camnet TV wherever you are around the world, simply by downloading the Camnet TV app. With Camnet TV app, you only use less bundles. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Our dear Camnet TV viewers, welcome back to this Monday's edition of National Matters. National Matters. In the studio with me, I have Mr. Fiudes Musonda and Mr. Elijah Chikwanda, who are seasoned coaches in this nation. To the viewers out there, you have seen the advert that is going on, because my wife and I are passionate about what we preach, what we say, and let me say to this nation, coaches, this is how my mind thinks. If England can produce Manchester United, Brazil can produce Flamingo Club, South Africa can produce Mamelodi Sundowns, the Arabs are producing this. What is wrong with us? And so, my wife and I, for over 4 years, we've incubated this Vachikwanda, and we feel the nation should watch where we are going. Because these boys that we are taking, let them not judge my wife and I very easily and too quick, because people make mistakes by judging people. Something is just starting, you are struggling, you are doing this, you know, but we can prove to the nation that even in all our struggles, when it took us about 9 years to plan for this TV station, but finally it's there. And we've taken special interest to say the talent in Zambia is massive. And because of that, this Camnet Stars Academy, it's something that people should watch, because what somebody can do there, we can do it. What CNN can do, we can do it. I may not be at the level of CNN. You understand, Bamson?
Yes,
but we are doing something in our own way that it's affecting the nation. I mean the world. This Camnet TV. And so, similarly, we have gone to this soccer academy. And let me break to the nation the news that Mr. Chikwanda, Mr. Msonda, and our son, what's his name?
Chris Kaunda.
Chris Kaunda. These 3 coaches, my wife and I have asked them this Saturday to be at Kablonga Boys to help select, coach, and spot the talent. Why? Because by the special grace of God, we are one of the 2 teams that have been invited to participate from the 26th of July in the States. And there are only 2 teams coming from Africa. And that is one from Nigeria and one from Zambia. And it happens to be Camnet Stars. Which team you are going to help found and cement those boys? The question is, you talked about determination and believing in ourselves.
Yes.
Can we fail to produce players that can face any club in Europe?
No, Mr. Pastor Chirua, we cannot fail to produce. We will produce because this is very important. We have got already passionate. We have got coaches who are eager, who are experienced, who can move in and be able to come up with the players. The biggest problem that we face sometimes is the administrators. They don't understand. Football is so vast. It has got so many subjects to go through. Now, if a coach is given very little time, he's not going to finish all those. Because in football there is technique, there is tactics, there is strategy, there is psychology, there is sports medicine, there is a diet, there is biomechanics in football. All those things the players must go through. Now, if you don't give the coach time to go through all those things, it becomes so tricky. Now, if we have with you, with your passion and your vision that we have, I think we are heading the right direction. With the experience that we have with the Chikwanda, excellent coach, the team will come up and everybody will be shocked and they will be admiring the team because we are going to put them through all those areas of technical ability. They must have the technical ability to play internationally or to play continental football. Continental football meaning they can play anywhere in the world. And that's what we expect. We want to see good football. We want to see Zambia go back into the map. If we produce 7-9 players, like we have Patson Dak and the Mwepu in Europe. This is the goal.
Fashion Saka.
This is the goal. Look at Nigeria and Ghana. This is why they are always found at the World Cup, because they have produced so many players in Europe. Us, we are still struggling. We need to go through that. But what platform? A platform like this one, Pastor Chiruba, which you have brought up, is excellent for us. It will give the coaches enough time, and you'll be watching and say the players are improving. Once they are improving, you have no any other things to talk about to say, I want these players to improve so that they can be able to play. And you'll be marking and say, this is well done, because as we move on, we shall soon be organizing friendly games for you to start understanding from the beginning and to where we're going. You will be seeing the improvement as we go slowly. That's how it's supposed to be to happen. Don't rush into things. Give the coach time. I have already said, to know a good coach, you need time. So if time was given to the coaches, they will produce whatever you want. They can't fail because they're experts in that. And we appreciate you so much for you to diverted from church issues to have come to football, which is very, very important for us.
To divert like that. Yes, Mr. Chikwanda.
Yeah, it's an honor because, okay, definitely, as you have said, Pastor, we will have ample time. We have talked of a coach being given time to prepare the team. So from now onwards up to July, I think it's enough time that the boys, by that time, they will be ready for the tournament.
They will be ready.
Yes, they will be ready. That's a big time that we can do everything to make them better. Yes.
But you know, on the other hand, I'm so grateful, Mr. Msonda, because FAS, technical teams and all this, the FAS team is working with Camnet TV with a lot of enthusiasm. And they've placed us in Division 4 of our zone.
Okay.
And our first tournament, we were supposed to play it this Saturday.
Okay.
And I said, excuse me, this Saturday we'll be selecting the team.
Okay.
We've got experienced coaches, and they've given us 2 weeks in which to organize ourselves.
The team, yes.
But my mind works like this again, Mr. Msonda. In those 2 weeks that they've given us, I am not a person who believes that I cannot do this, I cannot do this. I believe with all my heart that even within 4 or 5 days, the boys that will be coming on Saturday for trials, once you certify them and we know that they are fit, they don't have encumbrances with other teams, once we pick our own fresh grapes, should we face the first team we lose, that to me wouldn't bother me. But I like what you said, Coach Chikwanda, that by July we should be able to prepare a team that will be able to face the people in America and at international level.
Sure.
We've got to start somewhere, Vamsonda.
Oh, yes.
Are we scared to face it?
No, we are not.
Yeah.
We have been there before and we have done that. Yeah.
What would you say to the parents who are watching out there for this Saturday? Like I said, sometimes we parents don't encourage our children. We don't know what their future holds. What would you say to the parents?
Yeah, of course, we just have to say, to encourage the parents to send their children to come and make their children try also. You know, football now is a highly paid job. So definitely, most of the parents, they know how beneficial football is. So they need to send their children to come and try their luck. Who knows, the next Patson Daka will come from the same crop of boys that we are organizing. Yes. And
the thing, Sonda, is that the international teams or international organizations that my wife and I are connected with in Europe and in the States, where now soccer is becoming big, they've requested for a few things. They want the children to be able to go to school because they will be offering scholarships in universities in America. And this is the purpose. They will be offering scholarships. They don't want somebody to just go and start playing soccer. They want to encourage sport and academics to move together. Is that a good thing? Or?
Excellent. That's what we need. We need to empower these boys, both with education and the football, so that they are able to understand every situation that they're going to face in their life. This is great. And the parents must be very happy that their children might go for scholarship and they become better, whether footballer or education-wise. This is a great opportunity for the Zambian players.
Because if the boy maybe is injured, breaks the leg, he should be able to fall on the academic qualification.
Oh, yes.
That I'm an economist, I'm an accountant, or I'm a doctor in this, but playing soccer.
Yeah, you remind me of Socrates of Brazil. He was a doctor, but playing football.
Even Lewis Shambulo, you remember? Lewis Shambulo playing for City of Lusaka. I think he was the first graduate to play at national level and club level.
The Latino Kalepa.
Latino
Kalepa, yes.
He was also a graduate.
He was coming from university to play for City of Lusaka, and then he moved to Wanderers.
And the Camnet Soccer Academy should be about that. And I want Mr. Chikwanda, with your team, placing value on a product matters a lot.
Very important.
It matters a lot. We've got something to prove to this nation. We've got something to prove at continental level. That what other people do, we can do it, and we'll do it better.
Definitely.
In Zambia, surely, talent Chubukaramba,
plenty good players.
Oh, Jehovah. And shortly, I don't know, Mr. Chikwanda, because of these fixtures, you give me the date when we should move to the Copper Belt. Because, you know, Lusaka is not Zambia. It is just one. But in Nekuria, put it talent. And someday you should go to Chipata. Go to Mongo. I mean, let's do something for this nation.
Excellent. Pastor Chuba, that reminds me now of the word merit. Now, if we go throughout the country, it means now we are tapping talent in Zambia. The whole country will see good players. This nation, we have almost 18 million people. But the youngsters, they might be 9 or 11 million. But if you just tap in Lusaka, then that's not enough. That's not Zambia. But if you go to Southern Province, you go to Mongo, you go to where, you are there. Look at the Hobika Peters, the Milton Milk of this world. They came from Solwezi. And I myself one time went to Solwezi and picked a player and he became a better player. Very important. We had the Fanny Anguni from Southern Province. So we need,
very solid player. Yes.
We need that to go around the country and pick this cream, then work on them, build them, then it will be home and dry.
Oh, Jehovah. I can't wait to watch one for Saturday to come so that you can put these boys to training.
Definitely, we'll make sure that we drill the boys accordingly, and then we'll make them better for their lives. Yeah.
Your job as coaches, with no interference from my wife and I know how I know my vision, I know my limitations. Your job is to coach. My job is to preach to them, because I want longevity of life in these players.
Oh, yes.
Not you play for 6 years, Vamusonda, umuntu awupana bola yapo. You play for 5 years. Abantu abayamba okuteakale ku Europe, they are still playing. 15 years.
Oh yeah.
Huh?
Oh yeah. We must calculate that in the boys. They must have that discipline of playing for a longer time. They must keep themselves. They must know this is our job, and they must move in that direction.
I'll ask my director if there is any text message that has come up we discuss with people. Poor selection of players have cost us, not coaches. This is Abel Zingai from Kitwe. He says poor selection of players have cost us, not coaches. I want to concur with him also.
He's saying poor selection of players,
not coaches.
But who are selecting those players?
It's the coach.
But I don't know what he means. Because poor selection of players, not coaches.
I think what he means, I am thinking like him. This is why I backed him. What I am thinking also is that sometimes coaches come under undue pressure from management. Even at national level, you are taught pick this one, pick. You are not given a free way to pick your own players. I am thinking that's what he's saying. And I'm also saying, if you coaches you are being taught, even substitute that one. I don't want that. Muri tribalism, muri njuka, muri no kubosha. I think this is don't you go some...
I think those, especially at the national level, those are the disturbances that the coaches are facing. Yeah, there is too
much
national level. At national level. Those are the situations the coaches are facing, and then that's what making the coaches fail in their duties. Yeah, because there are so many people, handling the situation. Yeah, as a result, the coach has no much power to pick whatever he feels like he can pick.
Yes,
especially this team, they are picking on media. Yeah, the media also, it's
the media is also influencing. And the social media.
Social media is disturbing a lot, especially when it comes to the national level.
But not under Cabinet Academy. Yes. You can be assured.
Yes. It's unfortunate, Pastor Chiluba, that when they are picking the national team, according to my assessment, there is no merit. I am going back to the old time. When a national team coach is picked on merit. On merit, what does it mean? They will look at him. What has he done in his life? When did he start coaching? When did he start coaching? You cannot pick an assistant coach who has never coached, who has never been a head coach to a national level. No, he has no experience. There will be a time when it will come when you will need your experience to see what you can do in that particular moment. 3 minutes to go, what are you supposed to do? You're under massive pressure. You need to defend and win a match, and then you fail to do that. Now, if a coach has been given his assistants, and the assistants, they have got no experience, they can't advise the coach, what happens? You lose the match. and you start crying. So we need merit. When you're picking a coach, there must be a merit. This coach has done ABCD and ABCD. We need to go that direction. If we go that direction, there will be no corruption and there will be no yes sir. Because if I'm picked, I don't know how have I been picked. I've coached so many Premier League teams. I've coached outside Zambia successfully, and he has done that. And then I am picked. Then I'll be proud. If they come and say, have you given me a job to do what? To coach. I remember my friend Jerry Mafripa. He was given as under 17. He was the highly qualified Zambian coach in Zambia. He went to South Africa under 17. He lost. He came back and said, no, I've resigned. Because I've lost. I have failed. I have fallen short of my standard. That's what we expect. You get a point. So they must start picking the coaches on merit. On merit. And very, very important. And very, very important. First must come in and say, these coaches must be clarified also. And say, these are senior coaches, these are B coaches, these are C coaches. So that if you want to pick a national team, you have got a crop of players where you must look around. What has been Chikwanda doing? No, he has just won championship 2 years ago. No, Mr. Chikwanda under 20 is yours. Because you have done ABCD. But we are just picking at randomly. And when you pick at randomly, we get assistant coaches on randomly again. We have got no experience. Where are we heading to? It becomes a problem. Zambian people are going to be crying and crying, and they will cry and they will cry no more until we go back to merit. If we go back to merit, then it will be human bright. But what about you as coaches? Don't you have career? Just a human element where you say, Uyuni Musonda Jr., you bench somebody who is good and you put this one.
No, that one you are putting, you are risking your job. Yeah, you don't do that. Yeah, you go for something that can benefit the team and yourself. Because you are building your CV as well. That is it. That is it. You are killing yourself. You can't say because this one is my nephew or my brother or my what. No, no, no. Then you damage your CV. I remember Mr. Chitalo, the late. He benched Samuel Chomba. I think Samuel Chomba or somebody, and took Veniwa Chakeni, Venani. He benched some Cabo Warriors players, if you remember. Put them on the bench, and he picked some. You know, that kind of coaching is fantastic. Excellent. Where you don't say, because this one is from I can give you a very good example. Pastor himself. Myself. My son. I was coaching my son. And then sometimes I could do just... Your son? My son, my second born son, Kalawa. Yeah, I coached him at Inkwazi, but when he's not doing well, you could just say, no, this week, my son, you are not playing. Yeah, you haven't prepared well. And even when he's playing in the team, he's in the team, he's not impressive, I substitute him. Yeah, and people will cry, hey, no, what? I said, no, he's not doing what I have told him to do. Let him come out. Because what I need is results. Yeah, not necessarily an individual, no. Relationship. No. Because the pastor Chibuba is saying, very, very important. In football, as a coach, when you go to a team, he knows. You tell them football is about everyday's performance. What does that mean? If you got for instance scored 1-0 goals 5 years ago, if you can't score, then he's not there. If you remember, I can remember 1977, Yuka Godfrey was dropped by Buserik, and we were playing in Uganda. And for the first time he was called in to come in. He was sitting on the bench. He was never sitting on the bench. But he sat on the bench. And when he went in, he proved. And Zambia won. That's what we expect. You, as a coach, you must be clean. You must not be seen to be bribed or what have you. If you get bribed from the player, this is the thing that you are now going to kill you. Because you're going to make sure that player plays. No. It must be every day's performance. How are you performing? If you're performing well, then you are able to play and deliver. Before we pick another text, there is this match where, like in Barcelona, or even let's go to Leicester, where our son, what's his name? Patson Baka is playing. You know, that position he has, there are 3 guys. And all of them are deadly. They are as deadly as Patson, and that Nigerian guy. So to just be there, you've got to work hard. Is it your strategy as coaches to have people fight for their positions? Yeah, it's there, and that's a good a thing to do. And you know, normally for those 3 stars, they are playing one position. Yeah, it will depend on the role each player does in the team. Yeah, if maybe he wants something different from what is there, then you say no, this one he takes on the defenders very fast. Okay, this one is slow. Okay, this one shoots. All those you take them into consideration. Yeah, then that's how you'll be using them. Yeah.
In fact, when you look at a coach does that, is creating a competitive situation in the team. It must be competitive all the time. The 3 strikers saying, I must be the best one. I must be number 1. So I must be the best. So if one starts, he is going to make sure he plays well. So what does that mean? It will improve the team. You keep winning. If that one is removed, the one who goes in and says, no, that one cannot bypass me. I must make sure I also score goals. Yeah, which is good for the team.
Oh, give us another text, Mr. Director, so that we can chat with the people out there and see. Nice program, Pastor. Most players in Zambia must be committed to learning football moves, systems, and self-esteem and discipline. Viva Camnet Stars Soccer Academy. God bless you. Thank you so much, sir. You are one of our supporters, and when the jersey comes, you must buy one. Hello, Camnet. Jesus grew in spirit, knowledge, and stature. Football is very much Christian, and your direction is right. As regards our national team, inconsistent selection is killing our game. Look at this. How many goalkeepers have come on board to replace AFCON 2012 team? It's Tribal, Era, Kennedy Mundala in Choma. Have you heard what he said? Since 2012, how many goalkeepers have come in there?
Yeah, we have tried so many. Yeah, I think the way we are saying inconsistent.
Inconsistent.
Yeah, inconsistency. Kennedy Mwene was in goals, has been in goals. I don't know for how many years. And then
and he proved his worth.
For sure, he proved. He had the competition with Kadililo Kakonja. I remember that time, and he proved. And from that time, after Kennedy Mwene, we've just been trying this one and this one, this one, this one. So I think consistency is also, as we have said, it matters, especially for our national team. When those days, as we have said, when we are going to watch the national team, everyone will know the lineup before it is announced.
Absolutely. Yeah, when a
man who more pain goes, and then it's just that.
Even
a small boy like this,
they will know.
You announce the lineup. That's how a team should be. That's how a team should be.
Now that the bench, you knew who
you know. Even a young boy, they ask him, what's the lineup today for Zambia? He will tell you from number 1 up to number 11, and those on bench, and those who will be going in as substitutes. That's the way a team must be.
Will you replicate that at Camnet Wamsonda?
Super.
Can we have that consistency?
We are going to have that because that builds. If you do that, then your team is going to improve because the players are going to.
Why are you saying your team? You say our team is
I'm just giving general. General. Our team is going to improve because we don't know each other. And the coaches we are going to know that our player today is not playing well. What is the problem? Because we could have already created a competitive mood in the team. If our number 9 is not playing well, we will know him because they have been there together. Then we will simply make a change and things are going to change. This is very, very important for the team to move.
That's how, Pastor, that's how we make a competition in the team. Yeah, because if this guy is brilliant, then the other guy who just want a small loophole where I can also fit in.
To show my talent.
That is it. But if the one who is in front is not doing well, even the other one will relax. But if the one in front is doing well, even the other one will say, no, let me be like the one who is a first choice. So that's how competition goes. But this time, there is no that competition actually in our in our national team.
Let's take up some, before we take up the text, because we don't have the training kits and all these things. Was I wrong? Because on Thursday, my wife and I unveiled this Camnet Star Academy, Camnet Soccer Academy. But I told the people that those coming, they should bring their own boots. They should bring their own sports attire. I'm not going to provide. If there are 100, 200, we provide. We can't.
Yes.
But after you select the team and everything, there's a just that they are beginning with. We know how we will progress from there. Was I wrong to say bring your own outfit?
No, you are right when you said that. Apart from we need maybe
Bibs.
2 sets of bibs.
So
No, we have those.
Oh, then
we have the bibs.
Then
We
we
have
have
put
one
them in place.
No,
Then
if
we
they
have-
are bibs, there's no
that's okay.
problem.
Normally that's what's supposed to be. They must come with their own kit. And thereafter, when you pick them now, then they can be given.
But
whatever.
what? Don't forget, we have one province which is very backward. Which province is that, Wamsa? Eastern. The Easterners. Suppose they are watching this TV. He just comes from Luangwa, no boot, no nothing. Aisafina makasafina kutuka Luangwa, mumuchanga. Are you going to allow such people to play without? I'm asking for the sake of viewers.
For security reasons, no. We
For
can't-
security reasons, no.
Yeah,
Can
safety.
get injured, yeah.
We need
Safety.
to put on
Sports
something
injuries, yeah.
because maybe someone might break his foot, then compensation will be a problem.
So they must put on the boots.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay. Let's pick another text, Mr. Director. Good evening, Pastor Chua. This is brilliant thinking. May God bless you. The best is to go around Zambia to search football talent. This is Nefas from Kitwe. And Nefas, you can be assured that this team will do that. Good evening, Pastor Chua. You are doing a great service to humanity, and that's a fantastic program. Largely, our Zambian coaches need to be passionate about the mission of developing young, talented players with exceptional ball skills. There is too much favoritism in the selection of coaches and players across the clubs, and this has also manifested at national level. This is Kanaobana.
Yeah, that's
The
himself.
big man.
Yeah,
The big man.
right.
You know,
You know him.
Yeah.
that's our great coach, our big coach.
Your big coach.
Yeah, that's our big coach.
And for him to say
Ken
that,
Obanda,
he's speaking from experience.
yeah, yeah.
Always.
He has coached the national team. He knows what he's talking about. And then he's our father, so to say. Yeah, he's our father. And for sure, I don't know for the favoritism at our national team. That one I can't know. Okay, I don't know how he means by saying favoritism, because as we have said, when we're picking players, even him, when he was picking players, I think he had the assistant coaches. That time he was with who? Smutowe, I think, yeah.
You mean he coached Muliva Smutowe? Those
Oh, yeah.
guys?
Yeah, Ken Obanda.
No wonder you are saying is our father. Nimbili Zakare.
No, he's our father. And then I think when he picking players, even him knows, you sit the technical, and then you discuss, then you debate which player do we fuse in. Then you come up with something as one. I think.
So there is nothing like Vamsonda.
No,
I am the coach.
No,
do what I've said. Technical team or
no,
no technical. There's nothing like that.
No. You
see,
have to bet and on a certain position. If there is something, then there's technical director. He will give you a direction. Yeah.
Pastor Chiluba, this is why Kane Obanda is talking like that, because of our shortfalls. The way you have explained it, to say we are going to go outside there to southern province and what have you, that's what we need to do again for Zambia national team. From under 17, we go in all the provinces, we pick the best under 17 provincial. From provincial, now the national team coach can go to Chipata and say, I'm looking for a number 5. Can I have Chipata and Lusaka play? When they play, this I'm going to get this as number 5 for under 17. Then we go for under 20 again, the whole country. We have 10 provinces again there. We pick the under 20 provincial. The national team for under 20 can go now to Copper Belt and say, I'm looking for a goalkeeper in your team. Let's play Western Province versus Copper Belt. They play. No, I think that's the better goalkeeper. Then you are picking on merit. Then people won't complain about it, federalism, because you have selected the Zambia national team. I can tell you one time they were picking 9 players from one club, and you're playing Cameroon. If you're playing Cameroon against people from one club, it becomes very difficult for us.
And the same Kenya, I think he had a brilliant team. Yeah, the same Kenya had a brilliant team. That's his team won East and Central Africa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a brilliant team both at the national team and the club level.
Oh,
Green
yeah.
Buffaloes.
Oh, yeah.
Those days.
Green Buffalo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He coached the Green
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Oh yes.
He had a very strong side, and then I think Ken Obanda knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
You see, coaches, what kills us in this nation also is individualism. I want to be the Superman. Look at the beautiful words you have said about Kane Obanda. He has just spoken there, written a text, and you say, this is our father. You know, he knows. And this is why I say Vamsonda. Why leave people like Kane Obanda on the technical team?
Very, very important.
Look at Ferguson. Ferguson coached Antio Ayambo kututuma mudala nakota. If you mulena ndaba Kane Obanda, he can be an asset to this nation.
Definitely.
You need to copy in such people.
I think if I can, if I'm not mistaken, I think he might be in the technical first technical team.
All those 5, Fred Muira, himself.
I think he's the first technical team.
We need such minds. We need such people.
Oh yeah.
I can assure you, coaches, today we are speaking just as a program. Tomorrow, we've got something to prove to the nation.
Oh yes.
That Zambia's got better people.
Oh yeah.
I look forward, if need be, where a few years from now, if we can produce 13 to the national team, never the bench.
Oh yeah.
Stars.
Confidently speaking, we will do that.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I like that. Let's pick up another text, please. Thank you, Kane Obanda. We need your prayers and your help. Good evening, Pastor. Standard of football is going down because coaches are not given enough time. That's what you were saying. The government should introduce at least 1-year contract for our coaches.
Very, very important.
At least 1 year.
Oh.
You can't fire the coach.
Oh yeah.
Look at our colleague based on given is that 3 months? Yeah.
Given which coach?
Based on Chambers.
Yeah,
it was given 3 months
contract.
I mean, what can you do in 3 months for the national team? No.
And they only wait 4 days before kickoff.
3 days before the tournament, then you can't do anything there. You need time. Like in those days, they were giving the coaches the ample time to prepare the team, to call up 3 months just preparing the team, then they go for a tournament. That's how we were doing, we were achieving. Yeah. So I think he's right.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very much right.
another text, Mr. Director. Thank you so much. Let's speak up some more. Good evening, Camnet. What a wonderful program, and thank you for utilizing those very experienced coaches, and wish you all the best in your vision for Camnet Soccer Academy, and God bless you. Thank you, Martin Mbaya.
Yeah.
You are a blessing, and you are born for greatness. You must be one of the supporters of Camnet Stars. Doing trials with under 16 and under 18 is a bit too late to initiate, to instill
Philosophy.
philosophy. I think you must start with under 10, 12. That's if you haven't started. But all in all, it's a very good move. Let me say this. I think he's right. What it is, Vamusonda, I must explain to him and to the nation why we are starting with under 18 and under 16 on Saturday. It's because in July they need the under 18 or under 19.
Okay.
Those are the people that will be actually participating.
Okay.
We are not taking to America people who are below 16.
Okay.
They don't want. And we are not taking people who are over 19. It must be in this bracket.
That will bracket.
And so even he has even reminded me that when recruiting, people should bring their birth certificates, because in Africa we have got issues.
Oh, yeah.
There's that West African player who is being investigated. Alembeshaku Europe at Afirem 1991, but the mother died in 1986. So
Yeah.
they want him to explain.
Oh.
How?
Your mother died in 86, but we are Afirem 91.
Your mother died before you were born.
Yes. So muno Africa kwali kulonda kwemyaka
Yeah, we
yeno,
need
which
to
is-
be clear.
Yeah.
So that we are
Ukuchefya emyaka.
Ukuchefya emyaka.
Yeah, must have the right age.
Reduce the age. No, age cheating also is bad, especially when you go to Europe, because they will screen and they will find that you have over age. Then they will suspend you.
You know,
They will disqualify you.
na machines
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
can
yeah,
tell
can-
how old you are.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They will disqualify you.
Basanga
So-
twali upelo na kamwe shikulu kamo. But ulecha mliva under 20.
Yeah, under 20.
So, my dear, by the grace of God, this team will just put a team that will be able to compete under the FAS and also the US and other connections that we have. But trust me, we have the under 12, under 14, under 16, under 18, and under 20. These 5 categories, we will measure in them. Because the Camnet Star boys, when we go into Premium League, you can't take under 14.
Oh, yes.
You need somebody who is at least under 20.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Another text, Mr. Director. When will trials be held on Copper Belt? Many kids here would like to take part in the selection process. All and above, we are pleased with your vision. May God bless you. This is KSM in Mufurira.
That's right.
Mufulira.
Is
There
asking.
is too much
Yeah.
talent in Mufulira.
In Mufurira?
Yeah.
Generally, Copper Belt.
Yeah. Mufulira, there is too much talent. No, that's a good move. It's welcome. It's
No,
welcome.
when are the trials? We'll sit down, these men have a task this Saturday to select the first Camnet Soccer Academy and to select a team that we'll work with for now, but they are coming to the Copper Belt. We are going to the Copper Belt. Without these fixtures, we could have gone a week after this, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Another text, Mr. Director, thank you. Very nice ideas. Camnet team will go very far, only if no politics is involved. Humphrey Mwela, Lusaka West. Humphrey is saying, hoping the coaches are not politicians. No politics involved.
Maybe what he means is maybe there won't be any interference.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what he means.
That's what.
No, I know. I'm just
yeah.
looking at it. Because those politics can come from the actual political circle, from some organizations, from somewhere. That's what he means. But I'm praying that we are as transparent as the water itself.
Oh yes.
That unless if somebody just wants to
Mess up.
mess up. But if they have Zambia at heart, every Zambian and those watching Camnet TV should celebrate and give us a chance. And we work together with supporters. When they see Camnet stars, they should be able to say this is a team worth supporting.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Another text to Mr. Director. Good evening, Camnet TV, Pastor Chiluba and the coaches. I am Mr. Boyd from Mpika. I must say that is the right way to go. You indeed have our Zambia at heart. In Mpika, I have personally identified a good goalkeeper and a good number 5. Please go flat out from the very best players. For the very best players in rural areas. We have untapped talent. I wish you God's blessings.
Thank you.
Vami Pelava, goalkeeper, na number 5. And I think since he's in our system, we will call him so that you talk to him.
Oh yeah, very important.
Because, you know, these boys with talent, if you can mobilize Vachkwanda, Musonda, Navakaunda, let's go for the best for now. The best.
The best, that's the best, yeah.
Like he's saying in Mpika. Who knows? Because these boys, once they are given scholarships, they are studying in the States, in Europe. Who knows? Like you said, we can go neck to neck with Nigeria.
Oh yeah.
Instead of Kulala Shampaya Airport. Now missing in the Kichara Vashan na BPI.
Yeah. We have a variety.
Oh yeah.
We have a variety.
Somebody told me, Musonda, that Brazil has over 5,600 players registered with FIFA. So the problem is who to pick.
Oh yeah.
Brazil.
There's talent.
It's a country full of soccer.
You can imagine.
That's a footballing
You can
nation.
imagine, eh?
5,600.
That's a
what we need,
footballing nation.
And Zambia with 18 million. You mean we can fail to produce even 1,000?
No.
Eh?
We need to go to that number.
The likes of Charles Musonda,
Charles Musonda, yes.
midfielder. No.
Debbie Makinka, yes.
Debbie Making. I think may God help Camnet TV that we prove to the nation that God loves this nation and that we were born for greatness.
Oh yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Another text, Mr. Director. Good evening, Pastor Chilua and the 2 honorable veteran coaches. First and foremost, I would like to greet you in the mighty name of our Lord Jesus Christ. My question is to the panel is: are the children who are registered by other academies or teams welcome to these trials? Stanley Chisanga in Kafue. I don't know what the coaches are saying because I was well inducted by the FIFA technical team. They told me that, Pastor, this time now, once you register a player and you bring us that these are the players we have chosen under Camnet Stars, those boys are monitored even in their old age.
Oh yeah.
And the benefits, should you sell a player to Europe, you still be benefiting from that.
Oh, yeah.
So if you put somebody from another academy who is registered with FIFA, with the FAS,
Yes.
and you bring him here, you still be answerable to that academy. That's what they told me.
Oh yeah, they were right, yes. That's
So
correct.
in
So
that,
in short,
how do we answer that? That in short, it's not possible.
It's not possible.
If they are registered
yeah,
with
if,
FIFA.
yeah,
I
it's,
mean,
FAS, it's not possible.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not possible unless maybe there's some written documents that he has
you
left
transfer,
the club.
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he's left the club. Because if you say it's transfer, then
It's still under.
he's still under the same club.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, unless maybe there's some documents which says he has, I don't know, left the club. I don't know.
He has no
Yeah,
attachment to
yes,
the club.
Yes, he has no attachment.
Mm.
Something like that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Then we are legally free.
Okay.
And let me say that the registration of the players this Saturday will begin at 7 hours. 7 hours, we meet at Kablonga Boys Secondary School at the back. That's where the grounds are. And we meet there at 7 hours, register. Then these coaches will begin their trials. We'll give everyone an opportunity. Lunch will be provided to deserving players. We're going to make sure that you don't go yawning all the way. But you are responsible to have your own transport to and from the stadium or the ground. How you come to our station, it's not our business. How you go back, it's not our business. These are trials. So make sure 7 o'clock you register. If we have 7,000, 5,000, I don't know how the coaches will make it. I am not there to dictate terms to them. When it comes to this area, my wife and I will just be spectators. So 7 hours, be there. 8 hours, we begin, so that we have enough time. If you are from another academy and you are registered with the FAS, please stay there. We have 2 in Impika, a goalkeeper
Already
and the
2 in
number 5,
Impika, yes.
who are not registered with the,
Oh yes.
Any club,
with any club.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
any
Check-
academy, so to say.
Yes,
Who are not registered with any academy.
that's right. But that was a very good question from Kapiwe. May we have the last 5 text messages, and then the coaches will comment as we close. Good evening, people of God. What a blessing to Zambia. May things start happening. Please, we are behind you. God bless you, Mrs. Mutesi in Solwezi. You are a blessing, madam. Thank you so much. I am glad to see the work you are doing in football with your initiative with Football Academy. I would definitely want to keep in touch with those linked to this project. This is Ibazi Siame, based in the United Kingdom in Midlands. We will keep in touch with you. I'm so grateful for you to call. It's calling from the US, that text. I mean, from the UK. Bessie, we are so grateful. Good evening, Pastor Chiluba. I thank God for the grace upon your life. I am definitely sending my son on Saturday. Pastor, you are such a precious gift that God has given to Zambia. God bless you. From Apostle Piri. Apostle, you are also a blessing. Thank you so much. May God richly bless you. The last tick, okay. Hi, Pastor Chilua. Good for that idea. Footballers are needed like you have stated. But when are you starting registration? I am Mrs. Simpazie from Mukushi. The registration is on Saturday, isn't it?
Yes.
What registration is Madam talking about? Because
I
the
think
people you are going...
the registration, I don't know, maybe registration when he's starting the program or after we select. Yeah, maybe she's talking of...
Okay.
Yeah.
Or after we select.
Maybe she's talking of... because before we start our program, we have to register players. So maybe she's talking of the time when the registration... We have mentioned 7 hours.
There are 2 registrations taking place.
First of all, the
One
trials.
is for the trials.
Yes.
And there is the registration which FAS needs,
Yes.
which after you have done your
After
work
they have been picked.
and you conclude to say these are the people, FAS needs those the list of those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's maybe the
The first one maybe.
Maybe
no,
she means the
the Saturday one.
The Saturday.
the
one.
Saturday one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The registration for Saturday starts at 7 hours. 7 hours we start, 8 hours these men will be in their element. Give us the last 2 text messages, Mr. Director. Good evening, man of God and the wonderful coaches. I am from Copperbelt running a football community team. This is a very nice initiative which will help a lot of young people. I only pray that there will be no corruption so that deserving players will be picked. I hope to bring 1 or 2 players.
Thank you.
Now for your corruption.
Yeah.
How would you be corrupted, if I may ask?
I don't know. I've never witnessed. I don't know. I don't know.
Ramsonda, how will you be corrupted?
We cannot be corrupted because we are very intelligent people, and we want to pick players on merit, those who are skilled, those who can play good football. That's our aim. We cannot go for someone who can't play football, but we need you to have that talent, and we have got the eye to pick a talent. And we will know that if this talent is nurtured, it can improve. Yes.
We are so grateful. The last text, Mr. Director. Good evening, Pastor and the coaches. Sir, I salute you for such a good program. I hope Sports Minister is watching. Keep it up. Amos H. from Kabwe. May the Lord bless you. That forms our last text message. Coach Musonda, your last words to the boys that are coming on Saturday. Your last words to the parents and everyone. Why should they come on Saturday?
They must come on Saturday because this program is going to empower them. And they must come on Saturday with the passion. They must come on Saturday. They must not be afraid. They must come on Saturday to feel free. They must feel free to play football because we are parents. We are not going to do any harm to them. We will give them a lot of knowledge, a lot of tactics, a lot of things that they don't understand. Almost 27 subjects which are there in football. If they get that, then they will be ready and be ready to conquer the world. This is what they need. They need that information. Our players, they need that knowledge. If we give them that technical knowledge, then Zambia is going to be on top of the map.
Amen. Coach Chikwanda, why should the boys come to CAMNET Soccer Academy on Saturday?
No, this is the greatest chance to them. It's a greatest chance that they've ever had, and they should just come with the confidence and then to prove themselves that they can do it. Us, we are just there to see their skills and then we'll pick them. That's all. I just wish those who are coming
Success.
Yeah, success, yes.
Okay. On behalf of my wife, Pastor Victoria Chiluba, as usual, the CEO of this great television station, and my wife always says, "Inendi waku technical team, bench."
Yes.
On behalf of my wife, I want to say, please come. We cannot divulge the information and everything here, but belonging to CAMNET Soccer Academy. Parents, you forever thank God that you watched this program and that you brought your child, because what we have lined up for both locally and internationally, you never know. Your child could be the next Messi, could be the next Ronaldo, right from Zambia. This team, my wife and I, we are putting emphasis basically on 3 things. Number 1, the players must have a relationship with God. This is very important. These things are earthly. Number 2, they must have the academics it takes. so that even when you break your leg, you can fall on something. So Camnet Soccer Academy will push you into universities, into colleges. You are not going to speak the English that Pastor Chiruba speaks. When you come through this academy, it must be that you are ready for the international platform. And thirdly, we are looking at talent. Talent. These men will work with talent, nothing else. No corruption, no tribalism, no bribery, no politics. It will be talent. Because of those three things, I want you to know you'll be so blessed. This Saturday, 7 o'clock, let all the roads lead to Kablonga. There is enough parking there. My wife will be there, the team will be there, and bring your children. Let's interact together. I want to thank you, Coach Chikwanda, Coach Musonda, and Kaumba. I want to thank you for just agreeing to be part of this great vision, which may start like little fire, but it's only God who will tell, and the people of Zambia who will tell after some months or years from now.
For sure.
Yeah.
We thank you.
Thank you so much, Pastor.
Amen. In the meantime, I just want to say we have come to the end of our national matters. Sorry there was no phone call, but keep watching Camnet TV. And remember, Camnet TV is not just another channel. We'll see you on Saturday. Bye-bye.